Welcome to the world of a fake Cold War scenario. This is Contraband Police. Developed by Crazy Rock Studios, this exhilarating simulation game thrusts you into the heart of Acaristan, a made-up Eastern European nation during the 1980s. You'll don the badge of a border patrol officer with one goal in mind: inspecting vehicles crossing the border, hunt down hidden contraband, and bring the lawbreakers to justice. Combining strategy, problem solving, and time management, Contraband Police stands out from the pack, delivering a one-of-a-kind simulation experience that you won't want to miss. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, it's a pleasure to have you on board. Let's get ready for an explosive ride as we explore Contraband Police, where you'll step into the shoes of a border patrol officer and face the madness head on. We'll dissect the gameplay, visuals, and overall experience to help you determine if this game deserves a spot in your gaming library. And hold on tight, because we'll also be diving into some hot tips and tricks at the end to help your gaming experience. So, without further delay, let's dive into the madness that is Contraband Police and uncover the thrilling adventures that's waiting for you. Let's get started by talking about the gameplay first. The game starts off with you driving to the border because you're replacing a disgraced agent who was caught selling contraband. The game starts off with a tutorial where you're thrust into the action at this busy border checkpoint. It's up to you to keep the law in order. Get ready to brace yourself for the task of verifying documents, scrutinizing cargo, and unearthing hidden contraband. This game equips you with a modern arsenal of tools such as a flashlight, an axe, and a pitchfork to reveal those sneaky concealed compartments. Prepare yourself for a challenge as you balance your duties with time management. Vehicles will continue to arrive at the checkpoint, and you must work efficiently like a German to inspect them while maintaining order. Your decisions have consequences though, so think carefully before letting potential smugglers pass or causing delays for innocent travelers. And don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. Make sure you check those documents with efficiency, because trust me, a small detail can cause the mission to fail. Now that we've covered the basics of gameplay, let's go ahead and cover graphics and sound. This is one thing that I actually think is really cool about this game. Contraband Police, it features impressive graphics that immerse you in the role of a border patrol officer. The attention to detail in the vehicles, environment, and the characters really add to the overall experience. It really puts you in a time period that is the 80s. Not to mention the hilarious propaganda posters that you're going to find scattered all around the place. The sound design is also spot on, with realistic ambient noise and gratifying audio cues when you uncover contraband and apprehend suspects. You know, that doo-doo-doo when you're getting close. Now that we've covered the graphics and sound, let's move on to the replayability. To be honest with you, I don't really play these kind of games that often. That's what makes Contraband Police stand out for me. One of its strengths is it's replayable. Each day at the border brings like a new challenge, a random event, keeping gameplay fresh and engaging. As you progress through the game, you can unlock new tools, abilities, new responsibilities. You can upgrade your base, add your apartment, make it better, to increase your rest, etc, etc. There's just more options and strategies to explore, and it keeps the game entertaining for quite some time. And I feel like if you would go back after beating it, you'd want to play it again, because it's not going to be the same experience over and over and over again. It's actually going to be worth going back to. Now that we've covered the basics of the game, let's take a look at some of its pros and cons to help decide if this game is worth your time. The first thing I have to put under the pro category is its unique concept. Let's take a look back at 2013, when the game Papers, Please redefined the gaming industry in a way few gamers have ever seen before. It has been almost 10 years since Papers, Please has released, and there have been plenty of copies of it, but none of those games have really captured the magic, in my own opinion, of that game. And then comes Contraband Police, and thankfully it's generally great, even if it's more of an evolution of the beloved Eastern European bureaucracy simulator than anything else. This game really puts you in that role of a Border Patrol officer, which is not common anymore, since, like I said, a lot of games have tried to cover that magic and haven't been able to capture it since. Another thing I have to throw in the pro category is the attention to detail. This game shines with its remarkable attention, featuring lifelike vehicle models, thorough inspection mechanics, and genuine-looking documents that players must carefully examine, and that will try to trick you from time to time. Another aspect is the engaging gameplay. The diverse objectives, random events, and challenging situations create an engaging, unpredictable experience. Every time you let a car cross the border and check it, you never know what's going to happen. You never know if you're going to get ambushed while you're driving to bring those prisoners to the labor camp for violating your communist country's rules. Then there's the immersive atmosphere. Contraband Police's settings and visual design create an immersive atmosphere, transporting the players like you to a tense border checkpoint environment with humorous twists and weird events that will happen that you'll have to deal with as they come. And then lastly, under the pros category for this video is the regular updates and developer support. The game is not finished yet, obviously, so that means the developers behind Contraband Police are dedicated to refining the gaming experience with regular updates, bug fixes, and new content that will enhance the overall final product of this game. Alright, so we started with the nice things about the game. Let's go into some of the cons now. For example, the steep learning curve. New players might find it a little bit challenging to grasp the game's mechanics and controls initially, leading to a steep learning curve compared to other simulation games. However, there is a good tutorial at the start, and if you play it engagingly, I think you will be covered there. Another thing is repetitive gameplay. Look, I know I mentioned that the game is replayable, but while the game offers this unique concept of random events that will keep you on your feet, some players might find the core concepts kind of a loop of repetitiveness over time, of letting vehicles in, checking them, checking the documents, etc., etc. As the primary focus remains inspecting vehicles and documents and checking if they're trying to bring drugs into your glorious communist country. Another con might be the limited appeal. The niche nature of this game initially may limit the appeal to a broader audience, as not everyone will be interested in playing the role of a Border Patrol officer. However, this being a single-player game, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're attracted to this topic, I think we can ignore this con. Another thing I had to add is maybe the slow pacing. Some players may find the pacing of the game a little bit slow, particularly during periods of waiting for vehicles to arrive or when conducting thorough inspections, which could impact the enjoyment of their game if they're used to action, fast-paced, boom, boom, boom all the time, I didn't want to add this point, but I decided to, and it's the lack of variety in the environments. Contraband Police mainly takes place at a Border Patrol checkpoint, and it does offer a open world experience when you're going in between the border and, let's say, the warehouse or the labor camp or whatever. There is the variety of that, but the main setting is just the border itself. So they might expand on this in the future. That's why I wasn't sure if I wanted to add this point, but I think it should be known. Linear progression could also be a con. Although the game offers a variety of tools and abilities to unlock the progression, it can feel somewhat linear, which may not appeal to players seeking a more open-ended experience, but like I said in the earlier point, the game's still in development. This could change. And maybe the humor might not resonate with everyone, so just keep that in mind. The game's humorous elements such as propaganda posters everywhere you look, or absurd situations, or the Eastern European music playing on repeat, blasting in your ears over and over and over, may potentially make the game less enjoyable for some players, but if you're not really into that, you shouldn't be looking into this game. Anyway, so I added it to the con point, but it kind of goes without saying. So let's beg the question, is Contraband Police worth playing? Well, Contraband Police isn't as morally gray or engaging as Papers, Please, but its defined gameplay loop involves the bureaucracy simulator into something that's worth giving it a try. So if you're into a game like this, you should definitely at least give it a try. It's an overall engaging experience, and it's worth a couple hours of good fun. If you're bored and don't want to play a multiplayer game or something, it's definitely something you can enjoy over a long weekend or at any time, really. The game makes it pretty easy for you to enjoy 30-minute sessions, whatever. So, in my honest opinion, I didn't know about this game either. I only discovered it through a friend who recommended it. I decided to give it a try, and I'm really happy that I did. So, do I recommend it? Well, yeah, I do. So give it a try. And as promised at the start of this video, here are 5 tips and tricks to make your Contraband Police experience a little bit more easy. Tip number 1, stay organized. Keeping your workspace organized will help you manage your time more efficiently. Create a system for organizing the documents and tools to streamline your inspection process. Tip number 2 is learning the red flags. Familiarize yourself with the common errors and red flags in documents and vehicle inspections. This will help you spot potential smugglers and contraband more easy. Tip number 3 is priority. Prioritize those inspections. Focus on high-risk vehicles first to increase the chances of catching smugglers. And what I mean by that is don't spend too much time on a vehicle that you deem to be low risk, as this may cause delays for innocent travelers, which can add a negative penalty. And adding to that is tip number 4, keep an eye on the clock. Time management is crucial in this game. Keep track of the time and make sure you allocate enough time for each vehicle inspection. Don't waste too much time on low priority vehicles than having to speed up on high cargo vehicles, because you might miss something. Tip number 5, don't forget to upgrade your tools. As you progress in the game, you'll have the opportunity to unlock new tools, buy new cars, etc. Invest in these upgrades to improve your inspection capabilities to be able to catch more of those lawbreakers. And tip number 6, going without saying, learn from your mistakes. Every mistake you make in the game is an opportunity to learn and improve. Don't get frustrated when you miss something in an inspection. Don't get discouraged by the setbacks. Instead, use them to hone in your skills and become a more efficient Border Patrol officer. From my own experience playing this game, I know how it can be frustrating when you miss something in an inspection and lose money. So make sure that doesn't hinder you from learning from those mistakes. And surprise, that was an extra tip for you guys. And that brings us to conclusion of our tips and tricks section of this video. I hope it helps you get started in the game. So, let's revert back to the original question. Is Contraband Police worth your time? Should you give it a go? Well, I believe it's an excellent choice for fans, especially those fans of simulation games seeking a distinct flair. With its challenging gameplay, eye-catching visuals, and high replay value, Contraband Police delivers a gratifying experience that you'll want to revisit. However, as I mentioned before, it might not be the perfect fit for everyone. So, if you're not into these kind of games, maybe you shouldn't give this game a look. But if you're curious, why not take it for a spin and see if it aligns with your preferences? And that brings us to the end of today's topic, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, I say thank you for watching it. And please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and happy gaming.